Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnekins. Joining us this morning is Durand, Arkansas School Superintendent Greg Doverspike as we talk about the school board meeting from January 13th. And Superintendent Doverspike, thanks for joining us today. And enrollment caps we're talking now. This is enrollment caps that are set for open enrollment, right?
Yeah, correct. Every January, school districts have to set space, they call them space availability caps, which defines how many available seats we have per grade level for open enrollment. And the only grades we really worry about is the pre-K through 3 because of the AGR program. So we cap that at 20 to 1, but we've never, ever had to worry about it, but we just cap it. And then we also spend some time capping, or we cap some of our special ed programs just because our population and then the agreements we have with the schools around us that they provide, they send some kids to us. So it's a common thing. It's been about the same document, with obviously updated numbers for the last few years.
Meanwhile, with the COVID-19 situation, of course, the boys basketball team's been having to do the quarantine thing, and they're not playing until the 22nd. But coming back to school with in-person learning, and of course, there's still remote learning available. How many kids are coming back to school for in-person versus staying with the remote?
Right now, in our elementary school, it's overwhelmingly everybody in person. I think out of the 450, 500 kids at the elementary school, we've only got about 30 of them that are remote. At the middle senior high school, the numbers are higher. We're running about 50% remote, 50% in person. So roughly 250 remote, 250 in person. But we're hoping and thinking that number is going to drop a little bit as we transition today and tomorrow or the end of the semester, Thursday, Friday. So then we'll transition next week. We have in-service Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll transition to the start of the second semester. And we think we're going to get a few kids back once we start the second semester. And I think as time goes on and people get more and more comfortable and the vaccine starts to get rolled out a little bit more, I think you're going to see more and more kids come back to the building.
Meanwhile, with the COVID-19, the vaccination, it looks like the state will be going into the 1AB or the 1B group, which will include educators. And the district's going to kind of vaccinate the staff and that sort of thing, kind of in groups instead of all at once, right?
Yeah, we are. And that comes from conversations we have with medical professionals and just conversations that we're a part of. And from conversations I actually have had with different people that have already gotten the vaccine, it seems like the first shot is pretty minimal in terms of side effects. But the second shot seems to have a little bit more of a side effect related to it. So what we're looking to do is get it done in waves instead of have the entire staff done at once, just in case we do have some staff that have some side effects that make them unable to teach the next day or come to work the next day. We don't have half our building out we can't conduct. So we're just going to kind of do it in waves. We kind of have a system that we went through to select kind of the wave everybody was in, so we didn't have our entire English department or our entire second grade all in one day. We kind of tried to space people out in what made the most sense. And but we're also going to kind of be aware of what's going on with the county and the hospital in terms of if they have more vaccines, we're going to push the staff through probably quicker. It's kind of all hypothetical that we're going with right now until we start to know a little bit more information related to how much the county and the hospital get in terms of vaccines and what else they have going on. Because I think we fully understand, or I fully understand that we realize the value of the school district in terms of keeping things going and kids in the building and that can and the impact that has on parents and business. We also realize that there are many people though too that need it. So I don't want to make it sound like we're going to rush and hog the vaccine right away. I mean, I think we're well aware that there are others in this community that need it as bad or more than the educators do. So we're aware of it and we want to do our part and be a part of the community.
How many staff members have expressed interest in the vaccine?
Between everybody, we're around 130 that will be getting vaccinated.
Also, to you're actually offering, or the health department as well, to maybe, or the health department's even reached out to the district of using district buildings later on down the road for like mass vaccination clinics for the general public.
Yeah, they have. Every year we practice with the county. We work with the county on a max vaccination clinic, and that's in the form of flu shots for our students. That it's their annual practice, and then our kids get free flu shots. So we're gonna put our practice into action, and we've offered. They've reached out to us, and we're more than willing, more than able to help them. If they want to use our space, because we have a gymnasium, we have a lot of space, we have parking, if they want to start doing mass vaccination clinics, by all means, we're going to work with them on making our facilities available in an effort to try to get the community vaccinated as fast as we can.
Talking with Durand, Arkansas School Superintendent Greg Doverspike this morning. Well, finally, Greg, a change coming in administration at the middle school, high school with Principal Klaus.
Yeah, Bill announced his resignation. It was approved last night. Yeah, it's going to be a big change. I mean, he's been here for over a decade. I believe 16 years he's been in the district. I've worked with him 9 years in this role. But I also worked with Bill 2 years when I was his Dean of Students Athletic Director, and Bill actually hired me as a teacher in Augusta and hired what ended up becoming my wife in Augusta as well. So I've known Bill for, over 2 decades. It puts a lot of energy and passion into the kids, and doing what's best and evolving, and it's going to be it's going to be missed by me, missed by administrative team, missed by the district. But if there's ever, I thank him, because I know he was on the fence last year, and he made the decision right before COVID to come back another year, and he stuck to his guns when I think a lot of people would have been like, this COVID thing's coming. I changed my mind. I am pulling the plug and retiring. I appreciate him staying around this year, because it's been really good to have that. Our team has stayed together during what has become a very difficult year logistically and other things. We've had to work really well together, and we didn't have to worry about adding a new piece to that puzzle. But he's done a great job. It's going to be a change, and we're going to get the job posted here in the next 24 hours and see what happens.
So how will that work? You'll post the position, then what? Will this be something that the school board will kind of ultimately be involved in, and like interviewing, or how will that process work?
The way the process will work, and we haven't finalized the process, but we post it on 2 different sites. There's 2 main sites where you post education-related jobs in the state of Wisconsin. One's called WeCan, one's called the Wisconsin Career Center. Or I can't remember the exact name of it. So we'll get it posted on both of those. It'll close in early February. We'll leave it open for 2.5 weeks. And then we will screen the candidates and interview. Right now, the board has stated that they do not feel the need to take part in the interview process. Schools run it differently. Some schools have the board involved. Some schools do not in a principal hire, because it's technically, or it's the belief that it's kind of the superintendent's hire, and that's who the principal really reports to. But obviously the board will have some input, and we're still trying to finalize the interview process as we speak. But I think the big thing we're looking for is kind of somebody. We have a very good chemistry amongst our administrative team, and within the district, and we're kind of looking to keep that going.
All right. Well, again, Greg, we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Durand, Arkansas School Superintendent Greg Doverspike. This is WRDN.